Claudine.
Yes, okay. So my question to you was, is it possible that the lucky winner of tonight is the person who wins the quiz this evening? Because there'll be a quiz part.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. So, good evening. Let me introduce you to the wondrous world of sleep. Because isn't sleep a wonderland? It's a fascinating activity. There's much to learn about it. But people grasp that most of the time only when they are sleepless or when they lack sleep. If you are a good sleeper, it's something natural that you do every night and you don't even think about it. But it's a completely different ballgame if you have problems sleeping. Let me first maybe tell something about myself so that you know that who you are looking towards. So I am a trainer coach since the last century. My first part of my career, I was focused on. I hear an echo. Is that okay? Do you also hear an echo? Or okay, I'll continue. So trainer coach since the last century, and the first part of my career, I was focused on soft skills. And then I had a major midlife crisis, let us say, kind of burnout stuff in 2013. And of course I came out of it, but I also changed career insofar that I studied some therapeutic disciplines, and one of them is the cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, called also CBTI. So since then, I specialize in sleep, in healthy sleep, in stress, burnout, and resilience in the workplace. What is interesting to know about CBTI is that it is recommended by the American Medical Society as being the most efficient first-line help for people with insomnia. Because why is it so recommended? Because it doesn't have collateral effects and it works on the long run. Because what's the difference with a sleeping pill? You just take the pill, and here, of course, you have to do efforts to work on your way of thinking and your way of behaving in order to sleep better. So it takes an effort, but it works in the long run. So I have been fortunate, entre parenthèses, how do you say that in English, with the corona confinement, because I have been given the opportunity to buy a license on an ICT platform, and I have been automating and digitalizing this whole therapy, the 6 weeks therapy, and now people can autonomously do that, do the therapy without me intervening too much. So that is a big step now into bringing sleep therapy to the many people, because I know many people have problems with sleeping, and it's not through a keynote that we can really solve them. It's by working on it for 6 weeks. Once you do it, you can stay half a year on the platform to continue working with it. We are now just in the project in the pilot phase, and we will start in the midst of November. So that is something about what I'm doing regarding sleep. Now some key numbers about the shortage of sleep. And I would like to ask you to put a command in the chat box, which I don't see. So maybe if Jacques could tell me what is written down. I have 3 questions. The first question is, do you have sleep problems? If so, is that now and then the case? That I mean with that, it's not monthly, but now and then you have some nights that you sleep badly. How many of you don't have it monthly, but now and then? So less than monthly. Please say yes or I or something in the chat so that we can see how many people have a small issue. And then, is it possible to put it in the chat? Then my second question is, do you have it monthly several times, but not weekly? You recognize that you sleep badly on a monthly basis, but not on a weekly basis. Maybe put the two in the chat box, then we can see that you are with the second answer. And 3, for the people who sleep badly several times a week. So let's say I recognize this weekly. For example, during my work week, that there are several nights that I don't have the quality of sleep that I need. Do we have some results?
I was muted, sorry.
Okay.
I have some results. First one is, I go through it. Wait, I have a very small laptop, but it will work. Good. Okay. So, someone says no, never sleep problems.
Okay, thanks for being here anyway then.
Yeah, I know that's me. So once I hit my bed, I sleep. So
well, yeah, so you're the one without any problem.
Then I have one reaction from Leven who says small issues for
me.
Okay. Someone else tells yes that he has problems.
That was on the first question then?
I think so, yeah. Karin,
then I said 2 and 3, if you could put through 2.
Yeah, well, I have one from Karin who says 2.
Okay. So that's on a monthly basis, not on a weekly basis?
Yeah. Okay. Vincent said also 2.
Okay.
Okay. Then someone tells me from Dominique told 3, sleep badly several times per week.
Yeah.
Karin said 2, and that's it. So it's mostly between 2 and
3. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for giving your feedback. So now you have these 3 percentages here. 30% are the Western adults who now and then have troubled sleep. So that's not on a weekly basis, but they now and then have a troubled sleep. That might be on a monthly basis or less. 10% are the people who are sleepless and that have insomnia. Now, this is an important information. When do you have insomnia? When at least 3 times a week you sleep badly. What does that mean? Well, that or the onset of sleep is difficult. So when you enter your bed, you can't sleep for more than half an hour before you sleep. During the night, another possibility is during the night, you wake up several times, and several times it takes more than 20 minutes for you to catch sleep again. Or there's a third point in time where you can be insomniac, and that is when you wake up in the morning, like 1 or 2 hours before your alarm clock, and that is something also that is repetitive. So there's 3 instances where you could be sleepless. If you have that, not all 3 of them, but one of them, 3 times a week, then you might be in the category of sleepless people of insomnia. Yeah. If that is then more for the pressure that you carry on your shoulders, for stress in the work, stress in the family, then it's typical insomnia. If it is for medical reasons, then you are not in the category of insomnia, but there is a physical reason why you are not sleeping, like people who have pain problems, who have apnea, who have restless leg syndrome. So there are physical reasons why they wake up during the night. Yeah. So these are not in those 10%. And then the 5% is the good news, because there's 5% of the population that only needs 6 hours of sleep to feel happy as a chicken in the morning. And they have 1 cycle less necessity of sleep. Most of us need 5 cycles of sleep during the night. I will come back of that. And that is 7.5 hours of real sleep during the night. Now, the question is asked a lot in these last weeks. What is the impact now of Corona on our sleep? And so I haven't seen any official figures yet, but I've seen something coming in my email this evening, but I still have to read what it says. But what I can tell you is during the confinement, all my work has slowed down. I haven't been able to train anymore or to coach on career or on burnout or whatever, but the coachings on sleep, they have been continually. continuously. So that means that sleep has been an issue. Now there are two kinds of people in the confinement. There are those who have bad quality of sleep. Why? Because their day is less structured and their night also. So if you, like in the evening, because you are confined at home and you are slouching in your couch too long, you are already a little bit in a sleepy state, then it's normal that in your bed you don't sleep as well. People also went to bed earlier, spent more time in bed, and that is something you shouldn't do. You should keep to fixed hours and not more than 8.5 hours in your bed. You shouldn't go over that because you don't need it as an adult. Yeah. Of course, us being confined at home 24/7 with the family, with the kids, there was more stress. And now after the confinement, of course, there's more uncertainty in society. So it's normal for people to start fretting and worrying during the night. Some people do. They're not talking about, of course, the loneliness for people that are single, who have been alone, and maybe even the grief in some families because they lost family members. So grieving is also a reason why people in a certain period of their life could sleep worse than they would normally. But Corona also had a good effect on a part of the population, because people were able to take just more time for themselves, have more physical activity, didn't have the daily trip to the office, and so had some more time, me time, self-care time, and less stress due to this situation. But then again, these are the two groups, and you can do the interpretation for yourself in which group you fit. Yeah? Let's continue. Oh yes, here is an enormous impact, the economic impact of sleep shortage. This is a sociological study that has been done in 2016 by RAND International, and its scope is very large, and they take into account many criteria. For example, they take into account to calculate the economic impact, the mortality by sleep shortage. So that means people who do accidents, car accidents, but people who do heart attacks as well. Even reduced work productivity, not only by absenteeism, but also by presenteeism. So I am at work, but I'm not really productive. So they all also mapped those figures. And then they went even to look at our youth, and young people who sleep less than 6 hours. Well, what they say, it is a precursor of less competences when they enter in the labor market. So in the end, it's a cost. And then you see, if you look at the 4 big OECD countries, that is an enormous impact. 1.56% of GDP in Germany, you have United Kingdom, Canada, and United States. But it's just enormous on a sociological big scale. Yeah, but they take lots of criteria. When we kind of bring it down on a company level, then it might be more interesting. What is the cost on company level of this societal price tag? Well, employees that sleep less than 6 hours a night, and that is typical for somebody who is sleepless or has got insomnia, suffer 2.4% more productivity loss than those who sleep a normal schedule. And then if you are between 6 and 7, so you lose about an hour and a half, it's 1.5%. If we put that into euros, I just did not a simulation, but a simulation for Belgium, then the average cost of an employee is 276 euros a day, taking everything in account. That's the gross cost. And then you lose 6 working days if you are really a bad sleeper, and that's an equivalent then of 1,600 euros, or the 1,000 euros if you are just a bad sleeper. So that means, okay, that is something that makes it very tangible, and it makes it maybe also worthwhile to invest in your own 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep per night. Just because maybe your company might even invest in it because it's worthwhile to keep people productive and to help them feel better and be in good health. Also, when they are after 40 and after 50, of course, because then sleep becomes also less easy. Okay, now I have another question for you. So I would like to have you answer in the chat, and if possible for Jacques to give some answers. How do you know that you have slept badly? What do I mean? What are the consequences of your bad sleep during the day? So what do you feel? What do you observe if you had a bad night of sleep? Just a quick comment for yourself. How do you know, oh, I slept badly? Oh, it's a bad day again because, yeah? What are your ideas? And then we go into the different criteria of consequences. So how do you know that you had a bad night of sleep? What are the consequences during the day? Slower thinking, yeah. Sleep required later on, yeah.
I also see another one, bear with a sore head, no energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Feeling tired, lack of focus.
Less proactive,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving your comments. I have 2 slides here about
It's a good
sorry?
I don't know if you saw it. Xenia said, forgetting English.
Yeah, that can happen. Sometimes the languages just come out of you fluently, and there are those days. Yeah, I know. What is the impact of sleeping badly on the short term? So 1, 2, or 3 nights of bad sleep. Just the short term. Of course, there's an impact on your mood. You're easily irritable for a little thing already. You get annoyed. Less concentration and attention. That means we talk about brain mists. So when you don't have enough sleep, there's this mist between you and the world outside of you. And it's like you have to go through this mist in order to work and be productive. And that's why concentration is more difficult. Very interesting is also the impact on your muscles, because any signal that goes from your brain to your muscles takes more time. Sleeping badly is like being drunk in a car. If you're driving your car and you didn't sleep enough, it just takes longer for you to switch gear or to press that brake. It's the same effect. Of course, memory problems, we all know that. You go into your kitchen, you say, oh, what did I come to fetch here again? You just forget. And of course, you feel less yourself, less radiant, less self-confident, because you feel that there's this mist, that there is this thing, and that you are not really on top of your performance. You also you are colder, your temperature is lower, so you're easy to shiver during the day. But this is all okay if it happens now and then. If it becomes chronic, then we go to the long term. And on the long term, we should really look on curing our insomnia. Because there are these 2 chemicals, these 2 hormones in our body that create more appetite. And that is ghrelin and leptin. And ghrelin is the chemical that says, oh, I have appetite, I want to eat. And leptin is the signal that says, okay, I've had enough, I'm satisfied with my meal. Now, what happens when you don't sleep enough? You have these cravings. Maybe you recognize this. You recognize this more if it's more chronic. So that means that your ghrelin has decreased, so you have more appetite, and your leptin, or how am I saying it? No. Yes, you have more appetite, and your leptin has decreased because there is no end to your wanting to eat. You're kind of eating yourself through your day. You need that waffle, you need that extra biscuit, you need that Coca-Cola, you need stuff to get through your day. And that is when, of course, you might add kilos to your body. Obesity is on the long term, of course, a big risk, heart, coronary disease, diabetes type 2, it all comes together. There is now a direct link that has been established between Alzheimer and lack of sleep. But I'm not talking about having a problem for a year. I'm talking about years of insomnia. So don't be afraid if you have some months or a year of insomnia. This is curable, but it's important for your health to do something about it. Also, just to be more productive, to be happier, more energetic, to have more lust in life and have a big libido. Also, you need to sleep well. Yeah. Okay. Interesting to know, I think, is why do we need to sleep? Well, I have three big domains or areas of importance. The physical recovery that happens when you sleep. I think we all know that when we get up in the morning, we have sand in our eyes. There's like a paste on your tongue. You have your urine in the morning has another color than the urine in the rest of the day. So what you do is you drain toxic waste from your body, and that's why you cure yourself during the night. Your body is healing in the night and draining its toxic waste. It goes so far that your brain shrinks like a millimeter in order for its waste to be able to be drained, these fluids to be able to be drained. So it's very, very interesting. What also happens is that the growth hormone is secreted during the night. And we all know that if you have children, the children, they grow during the night, the growth pains during the night. But we still have that as adults. And through our growth hormone, our cells, the cellular recovery will be complete during the night. Important also for your immunity, but that's also on the short term. So even 1 or 2 nights of bad sleep can have already your immunity decreased because we make T cells, etc. during the night, which is done in the gut. Because the gut doesn't work anymore during the night and is only there to be reestablished and to be repaired. Then the psychological recovery, that happens in our dreams. You might have, as a project manager, like the black swan day of your life and say like, oh, it was terrible today, but through your sleep, you recuperate your mood, your stress levels will go down, your subconscious goes, and through dreaming, it elaborates your day. And the next day, you will be stable again in your mood and happy to go forward again. And that's why dreaming is important to do. And even if you think you don't remember your dreams, you do dream. Then there is the mental recovery, and that means that all of our memory is created during the night. We have all heard these sentences like we have like 1,000 impulses that get in our brain with every minute that we are conscious, that we are in our day. But during the night, our brain has to decide, what will I register like that? What will I alter? What will I just dump in a bin? So it will create a short-term memory, and because when you are in a deep state of sleeping, you have very slow brain waves, and it is then that areas that are far from each other in the brain can be connected, and it's there that the long-term memory is also created. So there's so much going on during the night, and it's fascinating to know that and to take your hours of rest. And in these days, we have forgotten about it, and we keep on working. Now we are still working and looking at our screens at 8 o'clock, but 8 o'clock is okay. But doing it after 10 o'clock at night, it won't make it easy for you to sleep, and so you don't get enough rest. We live in this 24/7 economy, this idea that we just want more and more of life, but we need to rest also. So here you see a histogram of what a normal sleep is during the night. So this person, if you look on the horizontal axis, goes to bed at 11 and wakes up at 7 in the morning. And on the vertical axis, you see what happens. What is this sleep and what are these sleep stages? So first, that person is awake, maybe a quarter of an hour, up to 20 minutes. It's very normal, and he starts to fall asleep. Sleep stage 1 is relaxation of the muscles. And then sometimes you tweak a little bit. Oh, it's like as if you fall into sleep. So that happens in that first sleep stage. You are in between waking and sleeping. Sleep stage 2, as you see in the night, is the one that returns most. We are most in sleep stage 2, which is light sleep. 3 and 4 reoccur 2, maximum 3 times per night. And look, you go downwards here towards 4, and then you see that the diagram goes upwards again. So from 4 to 3, 2 to 1 to that black dot, which is the REM sleep, the rapid eye movement. When you are in your dream state, your body is paralyzed. You can't move yourself. And it's only your eyes that are dreaming. Your head is active. It's important for you to be paralyzed, because otherwise you would act on your dreams. So it's important that you can't move your limbs at that point of time. But you see also, then you go back into sleep stage 2, 3, and eventually maybe 4 or maybe not. Important to know also, when you are in the REM stage, you are very close to your consciousness. So please know that it is normal during the night that during a dream or after a dream, you wake up and you have a moment. Maybe you turn over, maybe you go to the toilet, maybe you have something to drink. Maybe it takes 5 minutes for you to sleep again. That doesn't mean that you have bad quality of sleep. That is just normal sleeping. We have more micro arousals during the night, but we're not conscious about it. But if you consciously wake up and it's about 5 minutes and it's maybe 2 times a night, don't worry, you don't have a sleep problem. If it's 20 minutes and more and you start fretting and worrying, that is something else. Then we have a sleep problem. Yeah. If there's a question, I can always take it, but that I wanted to tell about the histogram. I might continue. What is the time? Okay. Very important also, a biological clock. So what is our biological clock? Well, it's very important to know that it is our internal watch. It is our internal household. Yeah, everything is done automatically in this household. So there's times in the day when you are hungry, when you are thirsty, when you get sleepy, and also your temperature is very important. Your body manages your temperature. So during the day, it is very high. Yeah, during the day you are active. You are in your sympathetic nervous system. So you are full of adrenaline, noradrenaline, cortisol. You like to get results. You're there. You're analyzing. You're talking to people. So you are oriented into action. So that means high temperature. Well, you can't sleep if your temperature doesn't drop for at least 1 degree. So it's very important to know, for it to decrease and for melatonin to start being secreted, to have enough serotonin in your body that becomes melatonin, it's important to go into the parasympathetic nervous system, and that is relax. You can't work until 10:30 and think that at 11 o'clock you can sleep. Well, some of you can, but most of us can't, because we need to wind down. We need a time for us to kind of lose that temperature and become calm in our mind and in our body. And that is done by the biological clock. So it works by day and by night. So it's normal for you in the nighttime to feel drowsy and to feel sleepy, and during the day to be very active. And if you fix your sleeping times, then that is very interesting, because then your body knows, she's going there, or she's going to put on her pajamas, she's going to sleep. But if you work in your pajamas, read in your bed, look at the television, etc., your body, it doesn't know anymore. When can I let go, and when can I just shut off for the night? So it's important to give it some clear calls, like, okay, the time has come, you can wind down. I'll go into that in a moment. Here I have a short one. How much sleep do we need? As an adult, you need, let us say, scientifically we say 7.5 real hours of sleep. They go until 9 here, but who needs 9 hours of sleep? These are blue-collar workers and athletes that really have put a lot of strain on their body, so that are really exhausted in their body. But also, if you go through a bad patch in your life, there's maybe a divorce or sickness of people you care about, and you have a lot of drainage of energy, of worrying, then you also might need a little more time to recuperate during the night. But normally we need 7.5 hours of real sleep. So maybe you are 8 hours in your bed or a little bit longer. And you see how important sleep is during your life. Right? If you see that newborn, and still for children until they are 18 years old, they almost need 9.5 or maybe 10 hours of sleep. So it's very important to grow into a healthy adult. So what needs your attention regarding sleep? There's 4 issues that are important. The first thing is the acceptation. I sleep badly. I recognize that I sleep badly, because if you recognize it, then you can start working on it. If you go to my website, you can do an evaluation, a test, to look at your need for sleep and the quality of your sleep. There's a sleep scan on it. Yeah. So you cannot force sleep. Even if we do the therapy, if we do the coaching, the training for 6 weeks, you get all these techniques, all this knowledge. But you can't say like, now I have to sleep. I have to sleep, because you put strain on yourself and pressure. Sleep is all about, learning to let go and to relax. And it's to induce that relaxation by yourself, even if you are in a busy project that is in a difficult patch. How can you induce it yourself? Most of us create bad habits, and that's why they get into a vicious circle. So, for example, you work very hard the whole day, you get home 7, 8 o'clock, and then you start eating, and you have this big dinner. And then by 9:30, you sleep on the couch. And then by 11:30 or midnight, you need to go to your bed, and then your eyes are spread open. I can't sleep anymore. Well, of course you can't sleep anymore. You just slept 2 hours on the couch. So it's very important to learn how to postpone your sleep then, in order to be able to sleep in your bed. Or for example, if you still have desserts at dinner, if you have sugar in your body, sugar is insulin. Insulin calls up on cortisol. What do? You are in your sympathetic. Sugar gives you energy, so you should really stay far away from it in the evening hours in order to go into your parasympathetic nervous system. All these things you can learn what to do, and then of course it's not about just knowing it, it's about doing it. What we also do is we look at limiting beliefs. We create limiting beliefs when we sleep badly. For example, people say, if I don't sleep 8 hours, then I have an awful day. Or I am a bad sleeper, or I need a glass of wine, otherwise I can't sleep. You kind of create these ideas that are limiting beliefs. And we also, in the program, we work, that's the cognitive part. How can I change this kind of idea and this kind of conviction? And then, of course, relaxation is very important. How can I drop temperature? How can I release pressure on my muscles? How can I release pressure in my brain? Stop that thing from turning automatically. These are things that you can learn. For example, just to give you an example, if you are a bad sleeper, it's very important to have an evening ritual. The evening ritual that I always propose is in 3 parts. And according to who you are, you might need all 3, but you always need the last. So the first part is logistics and security. Logistic means before going to bed, some people want to be organized in order to leave their house or to be in front of their computer, if you work from home now, early in the morning, and everything is ready. So they might already have the breakfast table ready, their clothes ready, have their documents or everything open on their laptop that they just need to open it in the morning. Just they have this organization going on so that doesn't keep you awake. In terms of security, it can also give you peace of mind if you know that all the doors are locked, all the windows are locked. I just did the tour of my house and I feel okay now. Yeah, it might just be this trigger to your brain. Then a next one is personal hygiene. Of course, you put on your pajamas. I hope you wash yourself a bit too. But if you are a bad sleeper, it might be a very good idea to take a warm, not a hot, a warm shower or a bath, because warm water relaxes the muscles and relaxes also the thoughts. Now, you can say, yeah, but how can I drop then that 1 degree in temperature if I go into a warm bath? Well, if you come out of the bath or out of your shower, immediately you are cold, coming in the ambient temperature. And then you don't go to bed immediately. So the third part, which is very important to develop, is the relaxation part. So you don't work and then go to bed, or you don't look at the television and then go to bed. You do something in order to actively relax. What might it be? You might have a playlist with soft songs that you like and that you can kind of relax with. You might read a book. You might stretch a bit or do some breathing exercises. You might make love, which is also very good to fall asleep. You might leave your dog out and have this 10 minutes for a little walk that also might wind you down. You have apps that have storytelling. So people tell you stories that you kind of let your brain go and just go into a nice sleep. Do things very consciously in order to let the brain know, okay, you can let go. We can go to sleep. And that is something that you must learn, of course. It's not something that if I tell it here that you will do it tomorrow, but if we do it together, if you need the program and you go to the 6 week, then we do it pace per pace and things come with little portions at a time. Huh? Okay, I think I'm in the timing to do my quiz, because lots of people know lots about sleep. So I thought it would be a welcome idea to do a quiz. Now, what's important for you to do is to go to menti.com, use the codes. So take your smartphone, go to menti.com, use the code 8664541, and then I'll just ask you some questions. And the winner hopefully will get the prize. But it also gives me the opportunity to give you some more explanation about sleep. So I have already 4 people. Thank you, participants, for being here. Come on, people. Please, let's do it together. Yeah, a unicorn. Hey, an angel. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Okay. Oi, a dragon. Wow, an erupting volcano. Nice. Well, thanks for staying, for being here, and for playing with me now. So I'll start the countdown. I have 6 questions, and I'll start with the first one now. So the faster you answer, the more points you get. How long does caffeine remain active? Look at your phone now. You have 3 possibilities: 30 minutes, 3 hours, or 6 hours. What is your idea? Okay. So bravo for the 29%. It's 6 hours. And you have to know that after 6 hours, only half of the caffeine has been processed by your body. But it's kind of the golden rule in sleep therapy and sleep coaching that you refrain from caffeine after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's also from Coca-Cola, from energy drinks, even from chocolate. Best not to take that in the evening as it activates you. Some people are more or less sensitive to it, but it's something that you need to experiment with if you have a sleep problem. Okay, let's go to the next question. Start the countdown. What is a social jet lag? Look at your phone, 3 possibilities. When you have, due to different working hours, difficulty maintaining your social contacts because your friends have fixed hours of working. You go to sleep later during the weekend and continue to sleep in the following morning. You deviate your biological clock. Due to a real jet lag, you don't feel like entertaining your friends. 1, 2, or 3. I won't say them out loud anymore, just you read and you give your answer. Hey, good. The majority of you knew the right answer. I talked about it already with the circadian rhythm, with the bio clock. So it's important to fix your sleeping times, when I go to sleep and when I get up. If you deviate too much from that during the weekend, because you think you need to recuperate on sleep and you stay like 2 hours more in bed, then it's normal that from Sunday or Monday you sleep badly because you slept too long on Sunday. So you create your own jet lag. So here is also a golden rule. Now, first of all, beware that, of course, if you go out for one night and you sleep badly, and then the next night you sleep a little bit longer, then there is no problem. But if you do that, if you have bad nights more often a week, you can't recuperate anymore during the weekend. You just don't have enough time to do that. Now, it's important to know that you don't need to sleep longer. These 7.5 hours are still okay, because what happens naturally is that your phases 3 and 4, so the deep sleep stages, they will be more profound and longer. So it's your body itself that will kind of remanage and rebalance the sleep that you need. It's not for that you need longer hours in bed. Now, the golden rule is, if you want to sleep a bit longer in the weekend, do that, but not for more than 1 hour more in order to avoid your social jet lag. So 1 hour more is okay, and then you don't change your biorhythm. You don't create your jet lag. Okay. Next question. Answer fast. Okay. Look at your phone. Do people who don't practice sports suffer more easily from symptoms of sleep apnea than people who are physically active? Just look at it yourself and decide. Three, two, one. Curious? Bravo! The majority has won again. Yes. So if you are more sportive, more active, then you will have less apnea during the night. But of course, if your physiognomy is made that there is a difficulty from mouth to throat and you have your tongue that collapses, then it's got nothing to do with sports, of course. I thought sometimes people need an operation in order to fix the physiognomy of their throat and mouth, but that is another category. Normally, if you do sports, you will gain less weight in your adult years, and that's why you also have less apnea, because people who are overweighted have more tendency to have apnea. Now, what was interesting to say is the third one. No, what has been proven is that they suffer less from nocturnal cramps. That's the opposite, of course. People who are sportively active might suffer a bit more from nocturnal cramps if they don't stretch enough after their practice. But you did that very well, so be sports. About sports. As sports makes us active again, and then you have, again, the adrenaline boost, etc. You are in your sympathetic nervous system. You need to refrain from sport 3 hours before sleeping because it activates you too much. Once you have made the evening ritual a real ritual in your life, then that's like a biohack. Then you can even do sports until an hour before you do, or maybe even half an hour before you do your evening ritual, because you know yourself how to go into your parasympathetic nervous system, and you just do it. And that might be a biohack then. But of course, it takes practice. Okay. 4. We have 6, so please keep your attention. I will do the countdown. Is a power nap a good idea when you suffer from insomnia? Please have a look and take the whole phrase into account. So a power nap for the 7 who said that it was good is very good if you don't have insomnia. So you just catch up on some sleep, or you had a difficult morning and you kind of sleep a little bit. That 10 minutes or those 15 minutes frame will give you more energy. But if you have insomnia, that means that you sleep like 4, 5, maybe 3 hours a night. And so sleeping during the day won't do anything for your sleep quality. You have to know that there is this brain substance, this chemical substance that is called adenosine, adenosine, in English, adenosine, okay? And adenosine is like of the sleep stuff in our brain. So when we get up in the morning, our adenosine is very low, and then as the hours go by, the adenosine is increasing in our system. So you need a lot of adenosine in order to sleep, to have sleep pressure, to feel drowsy. Now, if you interrupt that during the day by doing a nap, then you have lowered your adenosine. So your risk of not sleeping during the night for somebody who has insomnia is even bigger. So that's also part of the coaching, 6 weeks without doing power naps. Now, it's very good to do a power nap if you don't have insomnia. And it's also good to do it if you go by car, if you travel by car, you do long distances. The idea to take a break of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes, because you don't want to go into sleep phases 3 and 4. You have to stay in sleep phase 1 or 2. That's why you don't need to make them long. And if you do 10 to 20 minutes, then you feel on the short term energized again. If you take a coffee just before that, we call that the espresso nap, then that's even more effective because the caffeine starts working after 20 minutes. So you have a double boost then, yeah? Okay, I think it's 5 now. Okay. Which electronic media do Belgians use most while being in bed? Yeah, the PMs know that, of course, because they are themselves on their smartphones. Oh, I'm just kidding here. Yes, the smartphone is our problem. We are still checking emails, checking social media, and we are exposed to that blue light. Now, the blue light is just like daylight. And so again, you get aroused, you get arousal, sympathetic nervous system. So you do it to yourself. I mean, 1 hour before sleeping, we should refrain from looking at screens or use the yellow screens, or use also you have these glasses now that you can use with orange glasses to block the blue light, and those orange glasses are there to stimulate melatonin production in your brain. So you can kind of combine stuff, but it's important to know no blue light exposure, and that the room where you sleep should also be a haven of peace, a zen place. So that means there's no working station in your bedroom. It's not chaotic, there's not a lot of furniture, it's just like a clean space where you feel very secure, that you can just like close your eyes and let go. That is very important. And also that it's not too warm. As you know, like, okay, under the covers, it's a bit warmer, but ambient temperature, not more than 19 to 20 degrees. Yeah. The last one, but maybe I have a, wait. I have a score. Okay. I have a score already. Is that now an intermediate score or the final score? Let me have a look. So PFB, I don't know, or binary. No, it's binary. You are the one with most of the points, so we congratulate you. Well, everybody is applauding, but we can't hear it. Wait, let me have a look what happened. Yeah, so maybe binary won't win because I have a sixth question. Okay, the last one. Is a snack before bedtime, like 10 p.m., a good idea to enhance the quality of your sleep? Oh, some people left. Oh, no, you are still there. 10 people have voted. 11. 12. Okay. So nothing changed to the scores because both of you are right. So you can't be recovering and you can't do the physical work during the night if you are still digesting. So that's why the second answer is right. But if you take something to eat that has in it tryptophan helps you to produce serotonin, and serotonin will produce melatonin. So tryptophan is a protein, and you find that in eggs, banana, oatmeal, milk, rice, quark, oats, nuts, lentils, and seeds. And just a hand palm, like one egg, one boiled egg, a bit of nuts, not salted, of course. You make a little milkshake. Kiwi is also in that category. Can help you to sleep better. And that's mostly important for people who have cravings during the day. So then you settle also your craving before you go to bed, and you might sleep better by using tryptophan before sleeping. So that's another little secret. And now we are finished. And now I'm ready for your questions, and I will stop sharing. So I hope that you can see me now. Okay. Am I here? Do you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you didn't see me in the whole presentation, huh? I was not.
Yeah, you were at the top screen. You see a small You see.
Okay. I didn't see people, so I thought I was like doing that. I was being with myself. Okay. So thank you for your questions. Can I answer some questions?
Yes. First thing I want to ask you, Claudine, who won the prize?
Binary.
Yeah, but who's binary?
I'm binary. Leaving the bucket.
Great. Then we know who it is. Great.
Leven. Very good.
That's good. Great. I can give you some questions that I got. I'll read them, and then you can see. Okay. I think some people have a biological clock of less than 24 hours. Some have more. People with less than 24 hours are the morning people. Their clock is reset by sunrise. People with more than 24 hours are evening people. Their clock is reset by sunset. What's your opinion? Could that be, or is that complete nonsense?
Okay, so what about this biological clock? It works, it's a circadian rhythm, so it's quasi or circa a day, 24 hours. But so it was, I think, in the 60s or in the 30s, so, 1960 or 1930s, there have been two English scientists who went to live in a cave for 2 months to look at the impact of the biological clock. So they were without light for 2 months, and they have established that their biorhythm was stable. So they had to go to the toilet, they were thirsty, they were hungry, they slept almost at the same times when they would in normal life. So that means that there is a truth to biological rhythm, and that is part of our genes. Yeah. Now, it's not 24 hours. It's a little bit more than 24 hours. It's 24 hours and 12 minutes or something. But it's by daylight that we correct it every day. So it's important to be exposed to daylight every day in order to kind of put your biological clock on the 24 hours. And then you have morning people and evening people. That's also part of your genes, but you can tweak it a little bit, not completely, but like there's 10% that are extremely morning people, and they are just morning people. You can't do it. They can't really do anything about it. Same for the real evening people. But most of us, the 80% between, they can tweak between being more in the morning or more in the evening. So that's something that you can work on if you want to.
Good.
Is that an answer?
Yeah, I think so. It's a good answer.
Okay.
Claudine, I have a very important remark from Leven, who won the prize.
Yes, Leven.
I don't know if you could see it, but he wants to hand it over to the runner-up. Because the prize is a membership for 1 year.
Because he's already a member, maybe.
Well, he's one of those lucky guys where the company pays for the membership. So
I can see it here. Yeah, yeah.
See it. So can you look who is the second in the quiz?
Yes. Wait, let me have a look.
Then we can try that one.
Where is it now? Here. Wait. Put this one. Shoulder here. Next. PFB. No. Sorry. No, it's true. No, it's PFB.
Okay, we'll see.
So who is PFB?
Philip Buik.
So Philip, would you like a subscription, or would you give it to another person?
Who knows? Perhaps he doesn't want it. Okay, we'll see. I'll look in the chat what he answers. I have a very good.
I'll send you the print screen of the results.
That's good, and I can see. That's great. Thank you. I have a very short but a very interesting. Okay, Philip says I have to pay myself, so okay. He's happy with it. So
congratulations, Philip.
He's the winner.
Yes.
Someone asks me, and he's happy with the result. So Lieven is happy with the result. Okay. Someone uses a Fitbit which measures sleep quality, and he asks himself, what do you think of that technology?
Yeah, I use one myself. So Fitbit is okay if you don't really have a sleep problem. Why do I say that? It's nice to have, but it's not precise enough. A Fitbit cannot measure your brain activity or your eye movement. It can only do the measurement of your limbs, your movements, and your heartbeat. So it's not complete enough. But if you have trouble now and again, it's interesting to look at your Fitbit results. If you have real insomnia, in the coaching and the therapy, we work with our own subjective perception of our sleep, because that is very important. That's how we think we have this problem. We think we are awake, and that is our premise to work with, and we are awake. But because the Fitbit is not precise enough, we can't use it scientifically. So you have to go to a sleep clinic or put all these things on your brain and on your body, and that's of course not the idea to do that. But it's a nice thing to have. It's a nice gadget, let us say. Yeah.
Good.
I have a question from Karine here. Karine van Tieten, and she asked, does the sleep need not to go down when you get over 50 or 60, or at least after your active life?
That's a very good one. As the older we get, the less hormones are secreted in the body. Like becoming older, it's really, the wrinkles is because there's less secretion of hormones. And that's the same thing for the melatonin. So as we grow older, our sleep quality will decrease also. So it's very important, like from your 50s, 60s, and certainly when you are 70, to have techniques in order to sleep better, because you will wake up more easily. 3 and 4 are reached far less by older people. And of course, when you are pensioned and you are really older, then it's a good idea to every day have a nap, a real nap in your not active years anymore, because you just need it. Yeah? I hope to have answered the question, and otherwise...
Good. I have another one. If I wake up in the night and can't fall asleep again because my to-do list flashes through my head,
that's very difficult. Yeah.
What's a good strategy to find back the sleep? It once worked by starting to count.
Yeah, if you like mental techniques, like counting is a mental technique, in order to think about something else. If you count, you should do it on a basis that it stops. So, for example, they say counting the sheep to sleep, but you should count back. So, for example, you go from 300 to 0 by using the table of 3 or 4. But the idea is to do something that is boring, and you might lose your count, but then you start again. It's just to have your mind feel, oh, this is boring, I'm letting go, and I'm going back to sleep again. But there are many, many, many techniques that you can use mentally and physically when you wake up in the night to find your sleep again and to interrupt that automatic pilot that goes on worrying and that goes into the next day, etc. So there are techniques you can use to make those periods shorter and even to not have them anymore at a certain point in time.
Okay.
But counting is one. A duvel is also like, okay, I see you. No, a duvel is not okay, yeah? No. No. Also, it's the same like with sports. We should refrain from alcohol 3 hours before sleeping. And if you have alcohol even later in the night, 1 glass of alcohol wants also 1 glass of water. And you have to hydrate again. alcohol makes the onset of sleep easier, but makes you sleep lighter. You have lots more dreams, and so you wake up easier during the night. So your sleep is not really restful by using alcohol. Of course, one glass is one glass, but for most people, like one glass becomes two glasses, and that is the problem, of course.
But I see that Brian found a solution. I go to bed later, he said.
I go to bed later? What
After taking his smaller.
Okay. 3 hours later and you're okay.
Good. I have one last question, I think, and then we can wrap up. It's a long one, but it's an interesting one.
Okay.
When I'm in bed, I sleep well. My problem is discipline. I'm an evening person. At evening, I try to fix the things that I neglected during the day. I want to make the last minutes of the day useful, but because it's late, it's a slow process. I forget to go to bed. Also, the brain mist from the previous day prevents me from taking the initiative to go to bed. So I stay up in zombie mode.
Yes.
Any tips to break that?
Yes. Put post-its on your fridge, on your mirror to say 12 o'clock, go to bed. 12 o'clock, go to bed. It's very important, even if you are an evening person, to also fix your sleeping times. It will be very good for your body to do that. So it's important just to remind yourself to go to sleep. Don't stay to look at that movie until 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just time that is wasted, and your health will suffer from it in the long term. So we need discipline, and sometimes that's difficult, but a good discipline is good for your health. I hope to have answered. Just remind yourself to go to sleep. So he needs to remind himself. So put it everywhere in your house. 12 o'clock, go to sleep. Okay?
I see no more questions. I think, unless perhaps that Xenia got some as host.
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
Great. So, good.
I hope you didn't fall asleep and that you were entertained. And if there are questions, you can always go to my website and give me a message there on the contact page. I'll be happy to answer and to also in more analysis and go more deeply into what you need. Yeah?
Great. Thank you a lot, Claudine.
Sleep well.
You too.
Bye.
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 Thank you.